I didn't want to do this, but I feel like this needs to be addressed. AT&T, we need to talk. We really need to talk about your customer service and procedures. Now, when I say customer service, I don't mean your customer service representatives. After all, most if not all of the ones that I have talked to have been extremely nice and have done everything that they are allowed to do to assist me with any issues that I needed to take care of. That's no big deal. The issue is mainly just the support that you allow them to give or not to give, and you make it so much harder for the consumer to get what they need. Allow me to explain just how it works from the consumer's end, just so you know what we're dealing with. For starters, I can say there is not enough people in your customer service department. How can I tell? Well, the first thing you get whenever you call in is this.
Thanks for calling AT&T. I'm a virtual assistant that can understand complete sentences.
I'm sorry, Chris. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Yup. An AI. An artificial intelligence designed to make sure I get to my designated call area so it can serve me better. Yay? This is frustrating. Why? Because when most people are calling you, they're already tired of using a machine. Think about it, it's 2016. We've already tried looking for the answer online, on your website, Googling it, whatever. We're calling you because we're wanting to talk to someone, not something. Some of you don't mind, really, and I understand that. But this is not a good way to start a conversation with a customer, especially if they're already upset about something. Because then, you have to try to talk to this machine that can only understand specific phrases or words, and then transfers that person to the right department based on that input. That's only going to make a frustrated person more frustrated. Not to mention, if the machine hears another person or something else in the background or there's too much noise, it won't understand the request. So the request will have to be repeated over and over again until it finally understands what is needed. Oh yeah, and here's the cool part. Whenever the AI is thinking, or more correctly processing the input that you gave it, it makes it sound like it's typing on a computer. Of course, all AIs have keyboards. It's what they use when they need information, right? It's what we all do. After all, we want them to seem as human as possible, right? You know, if you want them to seem as human as possible, you could just grab a few humans and have them answer the phones. That creates more jobs. Who knew? Oh, wait, never mind. It costs money. I forgot. That's something you don't want to do. My bad. Okay, so after you talk to Hal for a few minutes, you actually get to sit on hold, which is annoying but also kind of comforting at the same time. You know why? Because you know you're finally going to talk to a real person. Finally! That is, until you hear this. Your estimated wait time is in over 1 hour. Yay. So now you get to sit on hold for a while. That's great. You don't even get to know exactly how long you're going to be waiting in line. But that's okay though, right, AT&T? You have a solution to this problem. A callback. You can schedule a callback because we know your time is valuable. Cool. So now you can work on other stuff and not have to listen to the same repeated loop of elevator music or Kenny G or smooth jazz versions of classic rock songs. And yeah, that's actually a thing. To be completely honest, those are actually my favorite ones because that's something I actually know and care to listen to. However, that's just my opinion, and now I'm getting off topic. There's only one problem with that whole callback thing. Sometimes your queues are so large, you won't get a callback for several hours. How do I know? Because I was calling on behalf of a business that I work for. I had requested a callback 2 days in a row, and I never received a callback until after the office was closed and I was gone for the day, which I might add was about 3 to 5 hours later. Which of course you could just reschedule though, right? Well, some days, yeah, they are better than others, but most days, I had to compete with 600 other people just to try to get a hold of someone. And yes, you heard me right. 600. That's how many were in queue one day. Even your customer reps were wondering what the heck was going on that day. But I digress. So you sit on hold anywhere from 20 minutes to 4 hours until you finally get a hold of someone. Then you actually get to talk to them. Yay, a real person. Finally. Hello? Yes, hi. I was calling because I need to purchase a toll-free number.
Oh, sorry, sir. We don't do that anymore. We have a consurgence office that does that.
Yup. I'm not kidding. Here in Arkansas, and maybe some other places in the U.S., I'm not sure, They can't get you a toll-free number like that anymore. And it's not their fault either. It's just the way that you at AT&T decided to make all this process work. Used to, you could call in, request a number, and then have that number in a number of days, sometimes a number of hours. But now, for whatever reason, AT&T, you decided to make it better by having a back office do it. You know what the best part is? They don't have a direct number. I can't call them to ask for anything. And don't tell me the whole you can get this online thing, because here in Arkansas, you can't. If you put in your address and everything online and try to order a toll-free number through the website, it says, sorry, we don't allow this service in Arkansas. So what do I have to do to get to them? I have to go through all of what I just said a minute ago, request that I need a number, and then I would have to wait for another callback, which could be hours or days, so that I can place an order to get a toll-free number. Holy crap. Then after that, if I want to call and just ask how things are going or to catch up on everything, I have to call AT&T, again, go through the same process, again, and then use a reference number that I was given just to check in. Awesome. And God forbid I was disconnected. That's the worst. Because then you have to go through it all again. It's easier to get into Air Stotska than it is to get a toll-free number from AT&T. And if there's anyone out there that got that joke, thank you. But seriously, so you sit and you wait and you wait, and if you're like me, you have a boss or a manager that's breathing down your neck, wondering why nothing is getting done and why you aren't doing anything about it. And then you have to try to explain to them what's going on, and then they get frustrated and want you to call them again to go through the process again to get another check-in. So then, after a few days, you finally get the call that you need, and that's just to confirm it. So once you confirm it, you sit and you wait again. Then, about a week or so, you finally get a toll-free number.
Yay!
Yay!
The sad part is, with all the issues trying to get a hold of AT&T and to get a toll-free number, it took me about 2.5 weeks. The first 2 weeks was just trying to get a hold of somebody. And the even worse part is, I didn't even get to get a new toll-free number. We just had to use one that we were using for something else. We changed it around to another number just so that we can start getting back on track because of how far off schedule we were. We even had our order expedited, and it still took a couple of days to get done, obviously. Also, this isn't the only time I've had issues working with you, AT&T. As I said before, don't get me wrong, we've had the nicest customer representatives trying to help us out. But the processes and inner workings of your company have made things a lot more difficult than they should be for the consumer. I remember when the company I work for first moved into the building we're in today, it took us about a month to a month and a half just to get all of our phone lines transferred and working properly. Also, at one point, before you had a back office take care of the toll-free numbers, I ordered a toll-free number, got it, called it, and then got some other company that had owned the number instead of us, which I didn't find out until months later, which is why I had to call to get a new one in the first place. Don't get me wrong. I know things fall through the cracks. It happens to me too, and I have to take responsibility for that. However, at the same time, I'm not going to be that guy that assumes he knows better than you, and that all you need to do is A, B, C, and D, and then everything's going to be fixed. I don't know what all regulations and things you have to go through by the law or whatever, but I do know that it is really hard to accomplish our business goals if there is so much of a problem just to get a hold of someone, let alone actually accomplish anything, or if it actually gets accomplished in the first place. There have been plenty of times I had to call AT&T multiple times for the same request because it wasn't completed or done properly. So, after saying all this, let me just summarize everything. You have to talk to an AI just to begin to even wait on hold. The hold time has become a huge problem. Your callback times take forever. Your processes for ordering something that used to be easy became immensely complicated, and there are lots of times orders are not completed or done correctly. Can you see how much of a problem this can be for someone trying to call in to accomplish their business goals? See how this can cause a huge backlash at the customer service reps who are just trying to help? All of this adds up, and it makes the whole customer experience long and painful, and the customer is at the mercy of you, the company, because of all this. After going through this whole thing, I don't ever want to call you guys again. So, in conclusion, this open letter is so that you can understand how things are from a customer's point of view, and how difficult it can be just to try to speak to someone, let alone accomplish anything. I hope this gives you the incentive to take a closer look at your company's procedures and see where the bottlenecks are and if they can actually be addressed. I know you guys are just people too, but I think you can make a few adjustments to make things a bit easier for the consumer, whatever that may be. If you don't believe me, just try it for yourself. Call in as a customer and see about getting a toll-free number and just see how long it takes you to get it. Your results may vary, of course, but you will see how difficult it can become and how stressful it could be. So, thanks for listening, and don't forget to thank your customer representatives for all the backlash that they have to take on your behalf. In fact, it's mainly what you're paying them for. And remember, if you're calling somewhere, the customer service rep isn't always the bad guy. They're just following the rules that they're given. So, have a little lenience on them, okay?